Welcome back. It's Wednesday, and it is the 19th, and it is a cold front that's in part causing a few bumps in the road weather-wise. We've got some more showers and storms to discuss per your Licking Valley RECC forecast. Those tonight, followed by some possibly tomorrow. Definitely some cooler air tomorrow. I think close to 78 is where I expect to peak at daytime high-wise. 55 tomorrow night, but the sunshine does make a return, but the 70s hang around Friday and into the first half of your weekend, quite possibly. And back to the 80s we'll go, but it's short-lived. Another front, guess what? And another few days of the 70s thereafter. We'll talk about your forecast in more detail. It's a good problem to have, I suppose. Much more news, and not only can I get in on tonight's program, then can I even get ready to air. I still have to back up, and I don't know if we'll even make it tonight and cover business from the Sayersville City Council meeting. And with every videographer I have, only 3 I guess in my midst to help out from time to time, being elsewhere today, I'm just in from covering the McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting, and I'll probably have to air a little bit of that because I was able to edit it as I shot. So we'll hear some discussion, several organizations before the fiscal court earlier today, and a heated discussion, we'll say, following a motion to pay one of them as well as an individual in the county at the same time. We'll also be hearing from a woman who was set up today in front of the old Sayersville First Baptist Church who was seeking support to save the structure, and a sex offender in Johnson County, a former employee with the school system, has taken a plea deal and now faces maybe no less than 10 years in prison and a fine of no more than $250,000. I'll have that updated story for you in just a few moments. I did want to make mention that we do have the complete library board meeting as I presented it to you in edited form last night to the best of our abilities, but the complete meeting is on yournewstoday.com. I spent most of the day trying to get it uploaded to the internet, and finally had to shorten it into 2 segments, both about 29 minutes apiece, but they are on the website, yournewstoday.com, listed as Part 1, Part 2. They'll be on there for a few days until they're kicked off by more current programming, so keep that in mind should you like to see all the remarks by others who were there in attendance. And we didn't get to hear from everyone as of yesterday with the coverage that we aired, but you'll be able to see and hear from everyone in that meeting if you go to, once again, yournewstoday.com. We'll begin in Johnson County, where a former member of the Johnson County school system, a teacher, has agreed to a plea deal with prosecutors. We know that the Johnson County teacher who taught in the school system in the year of 2013-2014 has pleaded to one count that is of using the internet to communicate and or entice an underage female with the purpose of obtaining sex. The Johnson Central High School teacher during that time frame was said to have been involved in a relationship, albeit illegal and inappropriate, with a then 16-year-old girl. We understand that the FBI and other authorities were able to determine, also per information provided by Cantrell himself, that there was an ongoing conversation and ongoing transactions, if you will, between he and the minor, that the two were exchanging photographs, that he was encouraging her to send him via telephone of her performing various sexual acts. He was also said to have used his own vehicle to take the minor to his residence, and there also engaged in illegal acts with her as well. Now, there was one count that was dismissed per an agreement reached with prosecutors. That was a count of receiving sexually explicit images. However, he did plead guilty to the other count, that being the online enticement and using the internet to communicate with the underage female. He does face no less than 10 years in prison. He also faces a fine of possibly up to $250,000, and thereafter serving his time in prison, he will have to serve a term of supervised release for at least, no more than a 5-year term. Our other headlines will begin after just a few words from a few of our sponsors. Be sure and let them know you're watching whenever you have the opportunity. Have your community calendar before you now. However, it's not in standard form. I just need to kind of make my way through it, and I'll only hit the events that are really coming up soon on the calendar over the course of the next few days. For the most part, one is actually a story, so to speak. The first annual Harold Whitaker Middle School Cheerleading Bass Fishing Tournament, yeah, I got that right. Doesn't sound like it goes together, but it does, has been set. It's not until the 3rd day of October. It is going to be on the Yatesville Lake at the Marina Ramp. It's going to be from 7:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. It's $100 per boat, 2-person limit. Blast off will be in the order of the entry fee received. Keep that in mind. That's important. Prize money is based on 50 boats, and if they have 50, First place is going to be a $1,500 prize, big fish prizes, other big cash prizes. It's not until October the 3rd, but the Harold Whitaker Middle School cheerleaders have put together their first annual bass fishing tournament. If you have any questions, Nick Markham has attached his phone number at 371-3498. I will have that on the community calendar on and off over the course of the next several weeks, but keep in mind it is going to be on October the 3rd. A reminder that the Tip Top United Baptist Church has a revival starting tonight, 7 p.m. nightly, and they'll also have Sunday morning services at 11. Sign-ups for the Baby Miss and Master Heritage Days and Little Miss and Little Master Heritage Day pageants is going to take place this Friday for the first round of sign-ups. That's 4:30 till 6 at the Magoffin County Historical Society. They've got 2 more sign-up dates thereafter on the 29th and 31st. Heritage Days will be here before you know it, the 2nd through the 6th here in downtown Sagersville. I'll be going over your schedule of events, over the next couple of days to let you know about everything they have planned. It appears as though they have a whole lot planned. I need to make mention of a couple of funeral service announcements at this time. I have a birthday that I need to work in. I'll try to do that in just a few moments. Luther G. Reisner, 80 of Royalton, has passed away on today's date. We understand arrangements are incomplete at this time, but to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. I've also received a copy of arrangements that have been made in honor of 76-year-old Della Kitty Conley Bleeker of Superior Road here in Sagersville. We know that she is left to mourn by her sons, Kenneth Bleeker, David Bleeker, daughters Michelle Gillum, as well as Jennifer Bleeker, and my apologies, Rochelle Bleeker, as well as a host of other family and friends. Services for Kitty Bleeker are going to be held this Friday at 1 o'clock at the Sagersville Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow thereafter, and the family welcomes guests Thursday evening, tomorrow evening after 5, and any time prior to those services. My apologies, but time did not allow to have the community calendar in its regular form and fashion as of today. So with that said, we will go to our next top story in just a second, but I need to make sure I work in this birthday wish real quickly. All birthdays are important around here, and this one is a very happy 6th. That reads, Happy 6th birthday, Emma Brielle Howard. With a whole lot of love and best wishes from Mommy, Dustin, Mamaws, and Papaws, a whole lot of family and friends who love you lots. Happy 6th birthday to Emma Brielle Howard. The birthday girl there, in case you missed it, and she's 6. Well, indeed, there is a lot of attention focused on the old Sagersville First Baptist Church building, and so far we have found not one single person to talk to us who is not in support of seeing a new library constructed. Sentiment for saving the old church building and seeing it remodeled and repaired and used for other purposes, however, seems to be growing. One local woman found her way down to the old church building earlier today, said that she was so inspired by efforts that need to be done, she says, to try to encourage everyone to save the structure, that was the only place that she could think to be. We also want to make mention that you may, of course, recognize her, as she at one time, for a long time, would sit in from time to time here behind the desk on Your News Today. Katie Clevenger says that after hearing the news last night that the Magoffin County Public Library Board was proceeding with plans to tear down the old Sagersville First Baptist Church building, she was inspired to do something, and that something was to be in front of the building this morning trying to get folks interested in signing the petition and involved to drum up support to save the structure. The first question I did want to pose to her, though, you may recall Katie has over the years sat in for me here behind the desk. She has been going to school for the past several years, though, and hasn't had time for us, and that's certainly a good thing. But we wanted to make sure that everyone understood that she was there because she was, in fact, inspired and not being asked to do so as a part of the program.
Absolutely not. I am here because I'm a citizen and I'm concerned about this property. I want it saved. Everyone that I have spoken to wants it saved. It's just completely unfathomable that 5 people can decide the fate of a historic site, and that's why I'm here. I'm not here because anyone encouraged me to be here. I mean, that idea is just ridiculous. Today we have been in contact with our Senator, Brandon Smith. Brandon was very supportive. Mr. Smith said that we needed to stand our ground. He said that he is not at all for this building being torn down. He is all about conserving the building for historical purposes. It can be repurposed for other uses other than a library even. We've been in touch with the Heritage Commission. We've been in touch with the Main Street program, which helps preserve historic sites just like this one. And that's our hopes, is to get these people on board to help us save it, to help us figure out a way that everybody can be happy.
And Clevenger says the feedback that she has gotten from those officials and or agencies that she has been able to reach today has all been similar.
Their feedback is, why would the library board want to continue tearing this building down when they have already been warned that this could hinder our community from getting any other funding? When they have said that and they still want to go through with it, makes no sense. Why would you want to take away from your own community?
And by around 5 o'clock, Clevenger says that she, and with the assistance of Jason Howard and I believe some others who were standing by her side, had gathered more than 70 signatures from motorists and residents who had stopped by to sign the petition, in addition to those petition sheets that she says were requested at other locations in the downtown area.
We've had so many people stop and sign, and we're so appreciative of it. And we've had so many people, businesses even, local businesses, wanting a petition sheet in their own business to support saving this building. That's how passionate people are getting. When your business is speaking up and taking action and wanting a petition in their building, in their premises, it's just huge, and we're so appreciative. If everybody could stop, if everybody can come out, this is just, it's great. I'm hoping that several people in the community will come out the rest of the week and stand our ground and show a presence here and show everyone that we're not going to stand for this monument to be destroyed just because 5 people say so. And hopefully on Saturday, I have plans of having a large turnout here, and hopefully we can just get everybody together to show our support. I've been informed that even if you call your magistrate or your physical court or what have you, this can be stopped. So why isn't it being stopped?
She has also set up a page, she says, at Save SFBC for those who are interested in learning more or being a part of her on-ground efforts.
That's the code red on that end of the county without that 911 address. It's my understanding that you can issue a temporary one.
Back to the fiscal court meeting coverage from just a few moments ago this afternoon. Rita Montgomery and Bertie K. Sanger spoke on behalf of the South McGoffin community activists. A host of other representatives were also in the fiscal courtroom with an update of sorts for the fiscal court that we will go into, I promise, very, very soon. From water to 911 addresses to code red to other essential services which they have just had to live without for, well, ever, basically. They were there to update the court on the work that they have done to improve all of those situations and more, and also to request the court to actively get behind them in their efforts. We'll talk more about those remarks a little later, as I said. It was actually part of their request and presentation, though, to request $3,500 in support from the McGoffin County Fiscal Court for asbestos removal from the old John T. Arnott Elementary School. They had paid $4,000 and still owed the company a balance of $3,500, and getting that paid would allow them to move on with efforts, hopefully assisted by the county with further demolition and removal of the building and make way for a community park. It was when Charles Hardin, Judge Executive of McGoffin County, made a motion to pay that $3,500, however, combined with a motion to pay $30,000 to a Thomas Arnott from the Middle Fork or Route 30 area for damages that Arnott alleges were done to his property years ago. In the same motion, that there was a conflict between 2 magistrates and then 1 magistrate and the Judge Executive. This was the following conversation and an ultimate vote thereafter. I also need to make mention that Thomas Arnott is involved in a pending lawsuit. The state is involved with that as well, and he has been seeking compensation from the county for work he says that was done to his property illegally.
I'd like to make a motion that on the Jane Arnott Road, damages done on the road and the bridge, that we go ahead and pay Tommy Arnott $30,000 for the damages done there with the county.
Do you accept the amendment to include the $3,500 from the South McGoffin activists? So we will pay both of them. I'll second it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Are you combining the two? You're combining South McGoffin and him?
Absolutely. It's a motion of the magistrate.
You know that he has nothing to do with it, South McGoffin.
Chair rules that they're germane. Proceed with it. Proceed with the roll call vote.
Judge Harden.
Aye.
Gary Reisner.
I make
Master.
a motion to give South McGoffin their money.
You can't,
not
motions
him.
are on the floor. You're not to. All in favor, continue with the vote.
Under these circumstances, for getting $30,000 for a road that he donated dirt to fill. Is that not right? They took
No.
dirt. They took dirt from behind your
They
your
took
house.
that from Thomas Dean's property and brought onto my property. Now,
They took dirt from around behind your house.
Buck,
they took it to school
Hold
with
on.
that.
I'm sure Buck knows about it. He's one of the ones that took your property.
Yes, you vote. You was a magistrate when they voted on this.
Yes, you're the one who
Did-
supported taking the dirt over there and fill the road. This is a ploy right here. Using this.
Did Don McFarland not tell you that it was that the county did not have any right of way on that property? He told me that he told the fiscal court
the
that.
state come in and
The state didn't have a thing to do
Don't
with
tell
property.
me the state's the one who built the bridge, who donated.
I
put the money in.
protested the bridge to the state.
It's a ploy to get
They
this
were on it.
Did you see the letter that was
There
sent?
was not one house across that creek, and I protested the bridge.
Did you
Okay.
did you endorse the letter that said from the judge's office that there was going to be emergency services over there, factory, and subdivision?
And that there were houses over
This has
there.
been going on for 10 years. He's went through several different courts, and they've denied him each time. Here he's come to physical court trying to get this passed. It's just not right. I am not against South McGoffin having their stuff, but the way this motion has been presented is not right. I have to say no to this because I'm giving him $30,000 that it's not legally right.
Is it right for you to come in and take my property without paying for anything?
That was a county road through
That
there.
was not a
They
county
didn't feel
road.
nothing except what they traveled in the time. Even where the bridge is at, that's where they drove through the creek. They put the bridge exactly that spot.
No, they did
Yes,
not.
they did. Now,
They shifted the location of the bridge.
Let me ask you a question. So, are you contending it was a public road, not a county?
it was a county road.
Is the county allowed to field public road, work on a public road?
I don't know. We've been doing that since a
Are
long
we,
time.
you know, we got a whole new agenda. You know, we're living under HB and John's
I got a deed.
by the book. Under those rules of the book,
I
are we
wouldn't hear
allowed to
Terry
field a
this,
public?
but I would say if the state was working on it, that was considered public. The state had to do it.
Can you field a public road? Can I go out as a county?
No, you know that. You know the answer to
Okay, I
that.
just want to know. So
That's
it was
it.
illegal, even if it was public road, it was illegal for the county to field.
County cannot expend public funds on a private roadway. That's the law. You all know that.
That's 10 years ago. You don't have to back up and talk to the state about that. The state's one
But
to
the state's the one that put the grant through and put the money through. You're exactly right.
The state done it. The state's not going to do nothing illegal.
It
If you don't
was-
talk to the government
They
about that.
falsified information.
You've been through different courts, and here you come wanting $30,000 from the taxpayers.
They
That
have-
$30,000 can go to South McGoffin.
They have laid it over every chance they got. The state have. The insurance company fought me all the way.
I wonder why. Wonder why everybody's fighting you all the way, because something's not right.
I got a question about that. I live on Middle Fork, I pass that down through there about every day. When they were putting that in, I read a paper that there's 6 families living there and children walking through the creek and all, catch a bus, that's every word of lie. There's no house over
That's
there,
hearsay.
there's no one living over there. I know what I'm talking about.
I read it, but so then hearsay, it's from Judge May, so.
I did.
Well, you probably
I
couldn't
know
read
there's
it if I
home
gave it
workers.
to you.
I went over there and
If you want to, I'll read it to you later. If you don't understand.
No, this is past this 10
You
years.
can vote against it. Are you saying no?
No.
Are you saying
and that's
no?
not against South McGoffin. I'm 110 for him. But
Matt?
this
No.
is not right the way they're doing it.
Motion fails. Next item on the agenda
That's one way not
is
to
to
get you
address the 911 issues.
With all of that said, after some discussion thereafter, I believe it was Judge Harden who did make another motion to pay the South McGoffin community activist a $3,500 amount in order for them to pay, as we've already referred to, for the asbestos removal, the amount in which they requested.
With that in mind, I make a motion, we pay the $3,500 to South McGough.
Second.
Motion been made and second. That's 3 times you second my motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those
Aye.
opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Make a motion, we pay Thomas's payment, $30,000 we delinked. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Judge Harden.
Aye.
Gary Reisner.
Aye.
Pernell Master.
No.
Matthew Wyman.
No.
Tommy, I don't know anything else to do.
And there was some other business that was presented before the court and conducted by the court, and we'll have that in a later report. Now, a short and not so sweet Licking Valley RECC forecast. You can see a line there indicative of a front that's also giving us some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in the area so far, just scattered showers. But we could see a few of these smaller storms hold together, or maybe even a few kind of progress as they roll into the viewing area a little later. A light shower rolling over the Sagersville and viewing area, and I'm seeing sun and rain at the same time outside the studio here on the security monitor at the 6:15 time frame. And there you can see it there, magic, like that, indicative over Magauffa County as well. We've got some more coming throughout the evening. No severe weather threat as of right now. We'll follow it by a Thursday with cooler air in store. 78, occasional showers and thunderstorms, I think up until 1 o'clock or so, maybe slightly scattered thereafter. Another 1/4 of an inch of rainfall tomorrow. But 78 for your high, 55 for your low. We do clear up by latter afternoon, early evening hours. We'll have mostly clear skies tomorrow night and cooler, 55. 77 and sunny on your Friday, 79 and sunny on your Saturday. We'll see the 80s briefly on Sunday and on Monday, but after that, it's back to the 70s we go. For now, that's my time. Thank you for being a part of the program. As always, couldn't do it and wouldn't want to do it without you. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow for more of your news today.